On a sun-drenched Lancastrian evening comes a new dawn. Burnley now embark on their first match without Sean Dyche for almost a decade. Roberts trying his luck. It's a magnificent opener. Connor Roberts with a stunning strike. Tarkowski is in there. So too Collins. It's Collins with the header. Oh, it's in. A pivotal night in the relegation battle. Burnley 2, Southampton 0.
What's up, people? Welcome along to your Friday Fan Zone. Anita here, and of course, I'm joined by Mr. South London, aka Clinton Morrison.
What more can I say?
Woo-woo.
Good to see you here, Anita.
Thank you. You're making it sound like I've been missing work.
Yeah, no, I've missed you. I haven't seen you, so I'm glad you're here.
We're bringing the Friday vibes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so we have had quite the week of midweek action, including that massive win for Burnley last night. We'll have a look exactly what that means. So let's just remind ourselves of the results. So it all began on Tuesday. Liverpool inflicting that huge 4-0 win against Manchester United. What? They've lost a combined 9-0 against them this season?
Yeah,
right, in terms of the top four, Arsenal got that huge win over Chelsea. I don't think anyone saw that coming, not even me, the Arsenal fan in the building. Manchester City went back to the top of the table, though, once they beat Brighton. 3 goals coming in the second half, and then, like I just said, Burnley, well, the fight at the bottom there, they're really trying to do something, even without Sean Dyche. So this is what it means for the table. Right, so Manchester City and Liverpool, just a point separating them. Chelsea have that 5-point cushion against Tottenham, but yes, their North London rivals Arsenal are on the same number of points, just goal difference there. Manchester United are looking like they're getting further away from the Champions League. And at the bottom of the table, here's how things are shaping up. Everton are in 17th, but there's just 1 point between them and Burnley after that inspiring performance last night. But Frank Lampard will be happy that his team have played 1 game less, so it's going to be really, really interesting in the final run in there. Right, so it all kicks off tomorrow, and it's a big one. Yes, look at that. Arsenal, Manchester United kicking things off at 12:30 at the Emirates. Are you going to be there?
No, I'm not there tomorrow. I'm going to be working, but I'm going to be watching Leicester Villa. But that is a big game. That is a huge game
huge
for
game.
both teams. Because I think Man United need to win it more than Arsenal. Because as you said, they played that game more. 3 points behind. So it's a huge game, that is. And you might see a bit of a response after the hammering they took against Liverpool.
Oh, we might. Okay, so Manchester City are in action as well against Watford. It looks like a straightforward win there for them. And then Tottenham, of course, are going to need that win if they also want to keep in and around that top 4 spot. And then here's how it's looking on Sunday. London derby between Chelsea and West Ham. West Ham need to turn things around in the league.
No, they do, to be fair, but I think they're more concentrating on winning the Europa League, and they've got a great chance. But that's a derby, and fans don't want to lose that game. No. And if they can stop Chelsea, even though I think Chelsea will finish in the top 4, but if they can hinder their chances of finishing them, they will, that West Ham. And then obviously the big Merseyside derby, that's the big game.
Yeah, that's the big game for the top of the table and the bottom of the table. And then it all wraps up with your former side, Crystal Palace, taking on Leeds on Monday. So what a match week 34 we've got coming up for you, which brings us nicely on to the topic of the day. So we're asking you, where do you think the biggest shock will be this weekend? Get in touch using the hashtag BLFans. You already know. Clinton will give his say whether he agrees with you or not. So I'll come to you first. Where do you think the biggest upset will be this weekend?
That's a tough one, to be fair. That is, I think the biggest upset will be Burnley, I think, could beat Wolves. And because you know why I think it's an upset? Wow. I know Burnley are at home, but I just think on the back of winning against Southampton, I know Wolves have not been in particularly good form, but they've been in that top 7 or 8 most of the season. I just think Burnley now are in the driving seat and they could get out of that relegation battle. So I think Burnley could beat Wolves this weekend.
Wow, okay.
And because I don't want to say Man United beat Arsenal, because me and you have to do a show for the next hour, and I don't want you to be upset, so I'm trying to be nice today.
Interesting, you might have to upset 2 people, or you might not want to upset 2 people, I should say, because that takes us nicely onto our first couple of guests for the beginning of this show. It is Arsenal, Manchester United, pulling down the curtain on match week 34. So Michael, Arsenal fan, joining us from Nigeria. Michael, Clinton said he's not going to upset you, so don't worry. Let's talk about these last few games for Arsenal, because I mean, the 3 games that you lost on a bounce there, it looked like those were where you're going to pick up points. But then you had this inspired performance against Chelsea. Do you think we could see the same tomorrow against Manchester United?
Well, to start with, I actually think I would have.
Did you say a wrong word there?
Yeah, I think I would have taken a loss against Chelsea and pick up those previous 9 points. But regardless of that, this is where we had as Arsenal, and I think they replicate the same performance against Chelsea, against United. I think United are there for the taking. So I think Arsenal has everything to take the momentum to go into the match and pick up all 3 points.
Michael, I get the feeling that your dog doesn't like the word United.
Yeah, the dog is barking loud.
Oh, sorry about that.
We'll try not to say the word
United.
The Red Devils, we'll call them for now. But in terms of the team selection, there was a lot of noise going into that game. Lacazette had given an interview saying that he wants to play European football, he's missing it. Eddie Nketiah had then said that he just wants to play regular football. Lacazette wasn't fit enough to start. Eddie Nketiah got his chance. 2 goals against a really good Chelsea side. If you're Mikel Arteta, are you sticking with the young man, or are you going to bring back the experience in Lacazette?
Well, I think the 3 games that we lost made us snap out of the older play, Lacazette, Bruhaha and everything. And when Nketiah came in, you can see how he tried to bully the defense. And I think he should be given a chance. And Lacazette even complicated the issue by granting an interview and saying stuff like that. As a leader in a team of young players, young talented players, he shouldn't be doing that. That's a way of disrupting the dressing room. And I think he has done that. He just bottled his own thing at Arsenal. Nketiah should be given the head start. Considering what he did against Chelsea, I think the young man deserves a chance. He has earned that for himself. Yeah, I'm giving a nod to Nketiah. I think.
And Nketiah has to start. He can't score 2 goals and then drop him, because for the young lad, Michael's right, his confidence will be low. As a striker, you feel confident. He'll go into the next game against Man United thinking he'll score. Lacazette hadn't been scoring. I know he's the captain and he leads the line ever so well. He's got more experience. But for me, I'd play Nketiah because he's going to be on such a high that you play him in the next game. And also, I thought Arsenal, Smith Rowe and Saka were outstanding. Smith Rowe's goals finishes first class, to be fair. And that's what I mean. The youngsters have been exceptional for Arsenal this season.
Another area, I guess.
Suarez has been a big struggle. Hopefully Tomiyasu can be fit and fine, because I like him. I think he's a really good defender.
Well, he's not come back. That's what I mean. Side. Apparently he's fit. We don't know what the situation is.
Well, then you've just said fullbacks is an issue, and we all can see it. Arsenal fans can see it, and Michael will probably agree with that. If Tomiyasu's fit, do you put him back in the team, Michael?
Definitely, without a shadow of doubt. I'm putting him back in the team right away.
Okay, well, Michael, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you and your dog rest. We won't talk about United any longer. So with that in mind, we're going to actually hear from a United fan. I love it. Kit's from India, but you could be in Old Trafford right now. Yeah. Kit, are you on cloud 9 after the news of the appointment of your manager for next season, Erik ten Hag?
Yeah, I am really excited about that, because we have tried everything. We have tried very senior world-class managers, starting from David Moyes, and we have tried Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, club legends. So now it's right time to introduce a man like Ten Hag, who is young, who is experienced as well, who has learned a lot from great managers around the world, and who has done really well in last 3-4 years. So I'm very thankful, because it's time to rebuild now. It's not time to play short game. It's time to play long game. And I think it's the right appointment in the right direction.
Kit, you used a really interesting word there, rebuild. Ralph Rangnick hasn't hidden from the fact that that's going to have to happen, Clinton. He suggested they could have up to 10 new players. There will be 5 Manchester United players who are out of contract by the summer, to name a few, talking about Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard, Lee Grant, I believe, and a few others. And then Nemanja Matic came out saying that he doesn't want to trigger that clause to extend his contract. Where does he begin? Yeah, well, I don't think those players will be there. There was always talk of Pogba. I can't see Pogba staying there now. I can't see Jesse Lingard. They need to be playing football regular. Jesse Lingard in particular. So I can see Jesse maybe going to someone like a West Ham or a Newcastle. Pogba, he can go wherever. He's a talented individual. Hasn't worked out at Man United. He came off injured the other night. So they need a rebuild. And Rangnick's right. They probably do need over 10 players, because there's a lot of players in that squad at the moment are not good enough. I wanted to ask Kit, because
because the other day watching the game, Kit, you're a Man United fan. Listen, I'd have loved to have played for a club like Man United, and I'm going to go back to when they had the likes of the Roy Keane, Scholes. Even though they were fantastic footballers, they worked hard. The other night, Kit, watching that game, Man United players were walking. It took to the youngster Hannibal to come on and nearly got sent off to make a few tackles. So you as a Man United fan, Kit, knowing Liverpool, such a rivalry, how did you see that game the other day, and what did you think of the Man United performance?
I'll answer this in a very short way because I didn't see the match. I had no hopes for United in that match, so I completely avoided it, and I also avoided it watching the result for 6-7 hours. I just wanted the storm to settle a little bit. But I've seen the highlights. They are terrible. They are horrifying. They're horrible. There was no leadership. There was no pressing. There was no team spirit in United ranks, and we are playing against our arch rivals Liverpool at Anfield. So that was a very poor performance, and I have my sympathies for all the fans who were at Anfield, United fans who watched them to play that live in the stadium. So that was very bad.
This is
quite serious. He said his sympathies there.
Anita, that's why I like Kit, because he's honest. He doesn't come on here and try to defend his team. When his team are not playing well, he'll be honest. So that's why he's always good to have on, because he talks a lot of sense.
Someone else who didn't defend the team, you spoke about Paul Scholes. He took to Instagram and he said, finish 8th and give Eric the time he needs. Saddened by what's happening. Unrecognisable football club.
It is unrecognisable. They're right, because all of these players, you hear it, like the likes of Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, they're all talking. They're not good enough, those group of players. You're playing for Man United Football Club. That is still one of the biggest clubs ever. When we were playing, you'd walk up the motorway to go and sign for Man United. That's how much of a big football club it was. And it was always a hard place to go. Now teams think they can go to Old Trafford and win easily. So you got to give Ten Hag. And I know he signed a 3-year contract. It's going to take at least 3 or 4 years to get it sorted out. So you can't just say after 3 years he hasn't turned it around. You have to give the man time. He's a good manager, and the good times will come back to Man United, but the fans are going to suffer a bit of pain before they get the good times.
Speaking of potentially suffering pain, Kit, give me your thoughts on tomorrow's game. Arsenal, of course, are level on points with 4th place Tottenham. Bags of confidence after getting that 4-2 win away at Stamford Bridge. I don't think many people saw it coming. Are you confident that you can pick up some points tomorrow at the Emirates?
Yeah, you're right. Arsenal were in a massive free fall, and that was an incredible win, first of all, for them to win at Stamford Bridge. So that was very good performance from them. And I think that it would be a draw, and if Ronaldo is back, then he can put some magic into the performances of United, and he's our savior right now. Maybe then we can have a win. But I don't think if there is no Ronaldo, I don't think that United will win at Emirates, because we have not even won them in Premier League. Last time we won them was in December 2017. So it is a very tough place for us to go to win a Premier League match, especially with the current form of Arsenal, good form, bad form of United. So I think Ronaldo is the difference, and he's our savior. And if he plays, then we have a chance to win. Otherwise, no game.
Wow, okay. Well, Kit, thank you so much for joining us. Clinton, I just wanted to get your thoughts quickly, because yesterday, 2 former players for both clubs, Arsenal and Manchester United, key players in Wayne Rooney and Patrick Vieira, were inducted into the Hall of Fame. They had some incredible memories, or they've given us so many memories from that fixture. What's your favourite memory from the Arsenal-Man United
there's loads, to be fair. They were always good. You always look at the likes of Thierry Henry and then Ruud van Nistelrooy. There's some
Martin Keown shouting at him.
And then you look at, obviously, the tunnel where Roy Keane, Vieira and Gary Neville are arguing, and then Roy Keane has to help Gary Neville. So there's always good battles. The rivalry was good, but those 2 players deserve to be in it. They're exceptional. Wayne Rooney is one of the best, and Patrick Vieira is a legend in my eyes, because not only what he's doing at Arsenal, what he's doing at Crystal Palace at the moment.
Okay, so we'll keep the first game on the back foot for now, because of course there's a big game coming on Sunday in the Merseyside derby. Huge implications both for the top and bottom of the table, and to get into all of that, we're joined by Oluwafemi, a Liverpool fan who's out in Nigeria. Oluwafemi, good morning, good afternoon. I'm not sure what the time is out there in Nigeria. How are you feeling?
It's the same with the UK time.
You're on the same time zone. Okay, amazing. I wasn't sure there was an hour difference.
Yeah.
So looking at Sunday, do you feel very confident?
I'm feeling good. Definitely. If Everton gets 1 point from the game, then I would say that would be the biggest shock of the weekend. So I'm very confident confidence with the form and with everything so far. I think Liverpool should win the game comfortably.
Okay, Oluwafemi, I just want to check, you're not driving, are you? We don't want to be distracting you if you're busy right now.
Yeah, I'm in transit, but I'm fine. I'm in transit, but I'm fine.
Oh, okay, he's fine. He's fully focused on Liverpool.
That's all.
Okay. So he said that would be the biggest shock of the weekend. Of course, that's what we're asking. You use the hashtag PL fans.
That would be the shock, but that's not going to be a shock. Liverpool are in outstanding form at the moment, and I actually went to the Everton game the other night, and they were probably a bit fortunate to get the draw. Second half, they were good, but this Liverpool team are the best I've seen for a long time at the moment. They're a joy to watch, and players like Thiago, outstanding. He played the other day like he wasn't playing in boots, like he was playing in slippers. That's how good he was. He makes the ball do the work. He's a fantastic footballer, and he's a joy to watch in that Liverpool team.
There's so many adjectives to describe Liverpool's attacking players. Mohamed Salah, 2 goals and an assist. Sadio Mane, a goal and an assist. Jota came on and got an assist. Luis Diaz, a goal and an assist. I mean, Oluwafemi, you have an embarrassment of riches. Who do you start up front in this game against Everton?
Yeah, I think at this point in time, Mohamed Salah and Mane are in the greatest form of their life. And I would include Diaz in that lineup. I think Diego Jota should be rested at this point because he's not really in form. Though he scores goals even when he's not playing well. So right now, I would prefer Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, and Luis Diaz for the Liverpool front three.
Olufemi, you never mentioned Roberto Firmino once there. You don't think he's got a future at Liverpool?
No, he's very good. He's very good. You know, but presently, I don't think he's fit. I'm not too sure if he's fit for the Everton game. Firmino is always a very important player in the Liverpool team at any time. So, but presently, I'm talking about the 3 most informed forward for Liverpool. So that's the reason why I'm leaving Firmino and Diego Jota behind, but they are still part of the team, definitely. So they can always come in at any time.
Yeah, of course. And they'll have one eye on the first leg of the semi-finals of the Champions League against Villarreal. Exactly. They've still got a chance of getting the quadruple. I guess, Oluwafemi, if I were to ask you, is it possible? I don't think you're going to tell me it's not. Do you see the quadruple happening?
No. I think the major challenge to getting the quadruple is the Premier League. I think for the Champions League, we stand a very big chance of winning the Champions League, as well as the FA Cup. But for the Premier League, I think that would be the stumbling block. We might not be able to get the quadruple because Manchester City looks like they will win the remaining 6 games, and that would mean that even if Liverpool win all 6, we'll still be 1 point behind Manchester City at the end of the season. So that is the only challenge we have towards attaining the quadruple.
Yeah,
wow, level-headed.
No, he's right. They're going to win the treble. They'll win the FA Cup. They've already won the Carabao, and they'll win the Champions League. Liverpool. I think Man City will win the Premier League.
I'm going to hold you to that because we're going to talk to a Chelsea fan later.
And I think it'll be Liverpool-Man City final in the Champions League. There you go. There's my predictions. You know I like bold predictions. I'll pull it out there.
You do. Okay, well, Oluwafemi, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your trip wherever you're headed to.
All right, and you too. Bye.
Take care. Right, so we have got to talk about Everton, who they're coming off.
Yeah.
You said you saw them, that they didn't look great. Frank Lampard does not mince his words when his side don't do well. If it's a thrashing at the weekend, how do you think he's going to react? It's
going to be difficult. They've got some tough fixtures. Their running is the hardest out of the teams that are in and around the bottom. But he's got to beat the bottom half. But he's got to be careful, Frank, because you need to keep these players on side. So I don't think he'll come out and give them a dressing down. I think he'll do it in a cultured way and a well-mannered way. And he needs to get the squad galvanised. That's a good point at the end of the day against Leicester to score so late. Richarlison, who had 2 big opportunities, they could have even come away with the 3 points, and because Leicester took their foot off the gas in the second half. But they need Calvert-Lewin back. He was injured and missed that game. They need him, even though he hasn't been scoring. I think he's so pivotal to if Everton stay up this season. Okay, of course, if Burnley do get the win though and Everton lose, we could see 17th and 18th swapping the table. It could, but don't write off Leeds. Leeds have got tough fixtures. Their running is the hardest out of everyone. If we talk about Everton, they've got Palace on Monday, and then I think they play 3 of the top 6. They have got a tough running. They have Leeds. So Leeds still need another win to be safe.
Wow, okay, so you've thrown another team into the mix.
Leeds are into the mix for sure. Yeah, Leeds are in the mix. They are definitely in the mix because the games that they've got are really difficult.
So no foregone conclusion then.
No,
okay, right, so you guys have been getting in touch using the hashtag PLFans to tell us where you think the biggest upset will be. So let's have a look at some of your tweets so far. Bear with me. So here they are coming up. Olakunle from Nigeria says, Everton to draw Liverpool.
Yeah, and he must be a Man City fan.
Wishful thinking, essentially.
Thinking,
yeah. Wishful thinking. Quite a few fans in Nigeria. So, Rice, thank you for getting in touch. West Ham beating Chelsea. I mean,
that's not a bad shout.
Look at the reverse fixture.
Yeah, and that's a derby, and it's going to be a good atmosphere. The only thing with that game is West Ham play the Europa League. So will they save a few players or will they be tired?
They're going to be facing Eintracht Frankfurt.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So you never know with that game, but yeah, it's a derby though, so anything could happen. That could be an upset. That could.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, if Chelsea don't pick up all 3 points and Tottenham and Arsenal do.
They're looking over their shoulders and thinking, are we going to get caught here? Can you imagine that? Chelsea being in there the whole season and then dropping out the top 4 would not be
Thomas
good.
Tuchel would not be happy.
Exactly.
Okay, well, keep them coming in using the hashtag PLFans and we'll read out more. But that's all we've got time for part 1. But after the break, we'll be chatting Manchester City, Chelsea and West Ham and keep sending them in. And Clinton will let you know what he thinks of them, essentially. Biggest weekend shock. So here's some of your more shouts.
In my opinion, the biggest shock this weekend will be Everton scoring 2 goals against Liverpool and then winning 2-0, of course. It's going to be a Frank Lampard masterclass, a counter-attacking masterclass with Richarlison scoring both the goals.
For me, the shock of the weekend will be Brentford, who I think will make easy pickings of Spurs. Since Christian Eriksen has gone there, of course, playing against his old team, he's been a magician, and I think they'll run out comfortable winners.
Welcome back to your Friday Fan Zone. Clinton Morrison alongside me.
Sitting down now.
Yeah,
so the legs take a bit of a break.
Basically, he put his boots on yesterday and he's been complaining all morning.
Oh yeah, I'm too old to play football. I played yesterday, done well. I did roll back the years. Everyone was saying I rolled back the years, but...
Does that mean you got on the score sheet then?
Yeah, a score sheet, and then I went centre-half and was outstanding.
Oh, I like it. Okay, you doubled up.
Yeah, because you can read the game. Being a centre-forward for so many years, you know what's going to happen.
Okay, all right. There we go. Anyway, pick Clinton for your 5-a-side tournament. Right, so we're asking you to get in touch using the hashtag PLFans to tell us where you think the biggest upset will be. And here's what some of you had said. So, Ian, a Manchester City fan, okay, you can see where this is going, right? Jurgen Klopp's side will be in for a rude shock.
Okay, yeah.
I think our survey says no on that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Israel from Zambia, an Arsenal fan, says the biggest shock will come in 2 places. The first of those being at Brentford. So Brentford beating Tottenham.
It's a difficult game for Tottenham. That's not a bad shout. I still think Brentford got nothing to play for now. They're safe, but will they take their foot off the pedal? Who knows? It's a difficult game because it's a hard place to go. Their home fans have been excellent this season. And Tottenham need to win though, because off the back of Arsenal winning, they need to win.
Yeah, and them losing to Brighton. Yeah, and Brighton telling us all that they run North London basically. And they also said Leeds could beat Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I understand where people are coming from, but Palace have lost like 3 on the bounce, and but Patrick Vieira won't want to end the season. And you got to realise, at night time, playing at Selhurst Park is always a difficult place to go. Arsenal found that out, Man City found that out, so I think that would be a difficult game for Leeds.
Okay, well, we'll go to our first fan of part 2, a Man City fan, Joe, who's in Zambia. Joe, great to have you on the show. How are you feeling about the game against Watford tomorrow? Sorry, pretty business as usual, no worries whatsoever?
Yeah, that's Watford for us. I think we might even get a high scoreline. We usually do well against them, so no worries this time around still.
Okay, I mean, last season it was a high score, and I think a combined score of between 6 and 9-0. I can't remember. My mind's just blank for a moment there. But in terms of team selection, you are going to be coming up against Real Madrid, 13-time Champions League winner, a few days later. What does Pep Guardiola do for your starting 11 against Watford at the weekend?
Well, I think it's the midfield where he rotate most, and I think he might go with Fernandinho Fernandinho might have a game because I'm sure he wants to go with Gundogan, Rodri, and probably Bernardo Silva. So Fernandinho might play, Gundogan might play, and he might drop Phil Foden in. And then the front three, we might see Grealish, Sterling, and Jesus. Then I don't know what he'll go with in Madrid. But hopefully, I think he'll go with a fast-paced front three. He might go with Foden, Sterling, and maybe Mahrez. So, yeah, that's my prediction.
Joe, what about defensively? Because Ruben Diaz, is he back fit now? Will Ruben Diaz come in and play? Because obviously, I think Stones might have picked up an injury, and I think the Diaz and Laporte partnership is outstanding. And it has to be outstanding because Benzema is one of the best strikers in the world at the moment. You give him half a chance, he will punish you. So do you think he'll play Diaz and Laporte?
Yeah, I think he'll give Diaz and Laporte a run just to prepare them for the Madrid game, because Diaz has been out for some time. So just for them to get their partnership together, sort things out in preparation for Tuesday. And then I think Ake might be left back, and then maybe Zinchenko might play the Madrid game as left back.
Good. It's a good shout. To be fair, I'd probably think Zinchenko might play on the weekend, and I think he might trust Ake to play left back because obviously Kyle Walker's out and Cancelo will go to right back. Because I think Zinchenko's better going forward than Ake, but you got to be defensively more stronger when you're playing against Real Madrid.
Yeah, definitely. And Joe, are you confident that you're going to get the league, going to defend your title? A smile's coming to your face, so I think you are.
Oh, trust me, the Premier League is always the first objective for Manchester City, regardless of how people think.
You sound like Pep Guardiola right there. No hesitation, you sound like him.
Yeah, it's the City way. We want to dominate the Premier League. That's our ambition. We want to get to the level where we're like Manchester United and Liverpool look behind their shoulders and be like, how did they get here? You know, that kind of thing. So it's always Premier League first, and then Champions League will come later. We'll never give up the Premier League at the expense of the Champions League.
Joe, how many trophies are you going to win this year then? Tell me how many trophies.
Well, I'm sure we're getting the Premier League, and I'm confident we might get the Champions League. It's a good opportunity this time around, and I hope we play Liverpool, and that would be an interesting final. So looking at how we played at the Etihad Stadium, that kind of team, I think would do well against Liverpool. It's just that in the FA Cup game, we turned up to the party really late, and that's why people think, oh, Liverpool have the upper hand against City. But when City want to play football, like they did against Liverpool at the Etihad, I don't see any team beating them in the world.
Yeah, and you played Atletico Madrid, which was a hugely emotionally and physically tiring game. You had to travel to Spain and come back. Liverpool were lucky enough to play their game at home. So many other factors, you could say, played into that result.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like using those excuses. It's just, when I saw the team, I just didn't see a lot of desire in the first half. The midfield, Liverpool really outran us. It's rare that you see City being outrun, especially with Bernardo Silva on the pitch, Foden in the midfield. Those are very energetic players. But it's like mentally they were not in that game until Pep gave them a shout, say, guys, come on, we're embarrassing ourselves here. Let's try and get back into this game and see if we can salvage it. But it's like even he didn't really care about it that much.
OK, well, Joe, great to speak to you. I think it's time we get the perspective of a Watford fan, because we've got Darren out in Australia sporting his Watford polo shirt there. Darren, how are you feeling about things? Do you think this could be potentially one of the last few games to try and turn it around before what looks like could be the inevitable happens?
I think it's way too late for that, to be honest, Anita. I actually added up the last 6 times we've played Man City. It's Watford 3, Manchester City 27. Oof. So I'm not full of confidence, to be honest. But the way we've been playing, City have got a lot to play for. We have a lot to play for, but the last few games we just haven't shown any fight, any resolve. And you've got to be realistic when it comes to the Premier League. The table does not lie. We're 7 points off safety, and we're not looking anywhere near like winning a game. So I just hope that tomorrow against City, we don't get hammered 6-0 or 7-0. I think the record is 8-0. So I just hope we show something, because at the end of the day, we've got nothing to lose.
So damage control, essentially. But you said he didn't show much fight. I thought it was quite unfortunate. It was a last-minute winner for Brentford in the game last weekend. You actually could have picked up all 3 points, but the shot just went wide. I guess in terms of the game against Manchester City, if you're Roy Hodgson, apart from trying not to concede many, what's the game plan?
I think we just got to go up there and we just got to park the bus, because City are going to throw everything at us. They have so much talent, and you watch them play. You watch a team like City play, and you just don't understand why Watford can't be so creative and so attacking like the big clubs are. It's just really frustrating to watch, because at the end of the day, they're still playing the same game, and City are just going to be relentless. They're going to throw everything at us, and we just got to hold out. And it really is a case, as you say, of limiting the damage. We've just got to get through this and then hope we can pick up some points against Burnley, against Everton. But I think we've left our run too little too late, to be honest.
Yeah, Darren, we speak most weeks on here, and we always talk about your home form. Remember, we spoke about the games that you had coming up, the likes of obviously Brentford, Leeds, and you lose those kind of games. And as you said, again, this ain't going to define what happens against Man City, because I think a long time ago it's the results at home that have not been good enough. But as you said, the 2 games you got after Man City, if you can pick up 6 points in them 2 games, you might still have a chance of staying out. What do you think?
Mathematically we do, but Watford now have equalled the record for the most consecutive home losses in a row, which is 10. So if we lose 1 more, we now own that record ourselves, and I just hope it doesn't come to that. We can beat Burnley, we can beat Everton, but we're going to need to show some fight, and we need to do it really quickly, because Everton have a much tougher run than we do, and we could theoretically stay in the Premier League, but we really need to turn this home form around, because if we don't, we're going to be in the record books for all the wrong reasons.
Okay, well, Darren, we'll be crossing all our fingers that it isn't 8-0 like you said there. All the best. Thank you for joining us in Australia. Another big game coming up at the weekend is that London derby between Chelsea and West Ham. Oh, look at you, Clinton. That's not very nice. Welcome our West Ham fan, Lord. Lord, I'm here. I'm happy to see you. Clinton isn't.
I'm always happy to see you. Look, Lord, where are you today, though? Where are you today? Tell me where you are today.
Okay, I came visiting my cousin in Abuja, Nigeria.
Yeah, okay, so he's in the capital.
Yeah,
okay.
That's good.
So, Lord, talk to me about this derby, because looking at West Ham's form, it's only 2 wins in the last 5. Of course, you're in the semi-finals of the Europa League. Do you just prioritise that game against Eintracht Frankfurt, or do you go all out to still try and keep in and around maybe the 5th or 6th spot in the league?
Okay, I think it's an interesting one, and I listened to the Man City fan. I think it's on the flip side for us, because for us to get this far in the Europa is a magnificent achievement, and I think we should have a real go at it, especially when we are just 3 games from bringing home the trophy. We're in the semi-finals. We should be happy. I am happy. I am basking in the euphoria. I walk around my chest, puffed out and my head held high. And I think we should go for Frankfurt. I think Frankfurt are there for the taking. I think we can defeat Frankfurt over both legs.
Yeah.
I think we can progress finals, and I'm optimistic we can bring home the trophy. But I want to make West Ham a promise. If they get to the final, I'll be there in Spain to support them, Seville, Spain. I'm there, yes. I will support them physically, and if they bring home the trophy, who knows? I may decide to host them to a dinner.
Okay,
so I think,
Lord, if you do go, you're going to have to give us some photographic evidence of this, because we'll share it on Fanzone for sure.
Sure, for sure I will. So the Chelsea game, Chelsea is a tough team, we know, but they don't appear to be in the best of form right now, and I think we can at least get a point from them. If we get 3 points, magnificent. But I think we should just aim at getting a point from them. I think it's okay by me.
Lord, you're my favourite. You know why? Because you're exactly like how I am. You come on with energy, and that's what we like on Fanzone. So you know what? I'm going to ask you, do you think, I'm going to say it, I think West Ham are favourites to win the Europa League. Do you think they've got a great opportunity to win the Europa League? See, that's what I like, Lord. I like that.
Sure. You know, like I said, I'm glad it's Frankfurt we met, because I was quite scared we might be Barcelona. You know, don't get me wrong, we can beat Barcelona, but then it will be a tough call. I think Frankfurt is easier for us, you know, and I think we can go all the way to breeze past Frankfurt and get to the finals. And believe me, if we get to the finals, we're going to give our body and soul, even if it means breaking a few bones, to bring home that trophy. There's no way we can get to Spain and come back empty-handed. Once we get there, we are coming back with a trophy. I guarantee you that.
Lord, I think you need to be in the changing room with David Moyes, because that would be inspiring, absolutely inspiring. Thank you so much for joining us in Abuja, in Nigeria. Clinton, I wanted to get your thoughts, because, of course, that game is going to be away, and West Ham haven't been so good on the road. Here are these stats: 9 wins at home compared to just 6 on the road. Why?
You talk about the Chelsea game, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. I think at home, they're very good because of the fans. Away from home, it's difficult. I can't put my finger on it, but their squad's not big enough, West Ham.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem. The squad's not big enough. The job David Moyes has done is fantastic. To even be talking about West Ham at this stage of the season, even challenging for the top 4, is remarkable. And that's why you have to credit Moyes and that group of players. So that's why I, for one, hope they go on and win the Europa League, because they deserve it.
OK, well, you've kind of suggested that you think West Ham do have a chance in that game.
I do.
OK, so that brings us nicely on to the next part of the show, which is, of course, Clinton's predictions. He's been going up against Leo out in Zambia, Manchester United fan, for the last 3 weeks. I see you scratching your eyebrow.
Yeah, because last week was too easy. This week, the results didn't go for me. I think I got 1 right, so I think I struggled. But me and Leo went similar, to be fair. We went similar.
OK, well, let's have a look. Let's take a look at the last few results between the two of you on the predictions. So this is last week's to be...
Oh, I beat him 6-0.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, no! What?
Well, let's see Leo's face, please. This is magic.
Leo, what happened? I thought it was closer than that, Leo.
I've got no idea how I get a 0 out of... Wow.
OK, now let's get the aggregate score across the 3 weeks. OK, Leo, you might have a bit more hope.
There's no aggregate scores here. I beat him. That doesn't work like that, aggregate scores. It's 2-1. We played the first week, he won. I won last week. And I won. And I won the week before that. I won.
I was trying to give Leo some hope. Thank you very much, Clinton. He's never going to want to come back on this show. So Clinton, overall winner, 17-13. Leo, I'm sorry. I don't think that's the news you wanted to hear when you joined us on Fanzone today.
You know, I think the freak games are what spoiled me. You know, you kind of Chelsea being thrashed there. You kind of even Tottenham being beaten. It was just crazy, you know. So
no, Leo, you're right. You're right. To be fair, Leo's right, and he's good. He's more disappointed in Man United. That's what Leo is more disappointed. But he's done well on his. He's done well. It was good for the last 3 weeks. It's been a good battle. I had to bring my A game. If I don't bring my A game, Leo would have beat me.
Okay, well, Leo, thank you so much for joining us in Zambia. You're gonna have to keep up your A game, because we've got a new contestant to go ahead. I think we know who Samuel Nigeria supports. It looks like the cannon of the Arsenal badge. Could you confirm, is that correct, Samuel?
That's an Arsenal logo.
Okay.
I'm not losing to no Arsenal fan.
Look at this. Clinton's already giving it large. So let's take a look at your predictions for match week 34. This is what you've both said. So, Clinton, you've gone for a draw at the Emirates, while Samuel, no surprise, he's gone for a win. Another standout one. Of course, Samuel thinks that Brentford will beat Tottenham. You think it's going to be the other way?
Yeah, I think Tottenham need to win. And also, look at the other one, Chelsea. Samuel thinks Chelsea will win. I think that as well. Sorry.
Only Palace leads the same. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And look at Liverpool. Samuel's gone. Samuel thinks Everton will score 2 goals at Anfield.
Yeah, talk us through that, Samuel, because at the moment Liverpool are not only scoring immensely, they're not conceding many goals.
Yeah, but I think Everton is they are struggling to get out of the relegation zone. So for that reason, I believe Everton is going to score at least 2 goals in the game against Liverpool. But definitely Liverpool will take the day by giving them 4 goals also.
Okay, well, we'll catch up with you next week, Samuel, to see how you fared against Clinton. He's, of course, confident that no Arsenal fan's going to beat him. I have full faith in you, OK? Take care. Good luck tomorrow when you take on Manchester United. But time for a quick break. But when we come back, we'll be playing another game. Yes, you guessed it. 4-3-2-1. So don't get anywhere, and we'll see what you've got to say. Welcome back for the third and final part of Fanzone with Clinton. Yes, you've guessed it. It's time for 4-3-2-1. Right, so a quick reminder for anyone who's new joining us. Essentially, this is where we have 4 contestants, 3 rounds of questions, all relating to their club. They've got 20 seconds to give their best answer. For every good point, Mr. Clinton Morrison is going to do this.
With a big smile.
With a big smile. Now, remember, if you do get a smile out of him, you might get extra points. The player with the least things is eliminated at the end of that round until we finally have one winner. Right, so let's have a look at who our 4 contestants are then. So, Eric from South Africa, the Tottenham fan, reigning champion. Then we have Stephen, another South African fan, but Arsenal. And then Anush from Nepal, who's a Chelsea fan. And then another Arsenal fan. Wow, Chris in Ghana. We are truly international on this show.
Yes.
Right, so with that in mind, Clinton, are you ready? Is your finger ready?
Yeah, it's ready, look.
Okay, I think these guys are ready too. They all look ready. So here's the first question, guys. What was your team's best performance of the season and why? Eric, I'm coming to you first. 20 seconds on the clock. Start now.
It has to be the Man City game at Man City. We beat them 3-2. We came back twice in the game. We stopped them from having a draw. We stopped Morris from celebrating and getting all excited with Kane's 95th minute win. We also didn't stop until the game was ended in the last second. We dominated them. We're the only team in the Premier League to beat them twice this season.
Right, that's it. Eric, you actually made Clinton hurt his finger. I counted 6 there.
You're right. Yeah, that hurt my finger there. Got caught. But yeah, we're all good. All
right, strong start. Stephen, we're going to come to you in that very tropical background. I'm not sure if that's what it's like in South Africa right now.
Southampton, we scored for fun 6 goals. And most importantly, Timo Werner scored 2 goals. Mason Mount scored 2 goals. And it was in the between of Real Madrid game where we had to bring some momentum. And we just brought abundant of momentum through 6 goals.
Anush, I'm sorry you only made it to 4, so you know what that means. You're eliminated. He's going, yeah. Sorry about that.
He needed to speak quicker.
No, he didn't. That's how slow we were as well with the elimination sign. Sorry about that. Okay, that brings us round to 3. So, next question, guys. It's Earth Day today, so happy birthday to the world, to the Earth. So, who from your squad is most likely to start a green initiative and why? And we'll start again with Eric, reigning champion. 20 seconds on the clock for you, Eric. Start ahead.
It has to be Eric Dyer because his name's Eric, so it's the best name in the world. He's a leader. He dominates the world in defence. He dominates countries that don't want to go green, and he'll make sure that they understand that if we don't go green, there's no more football. If there's no more football, there's no more Premier League. If there's no more Premier League, there's no way that we can actually enjoy ourselves on a Saturday and a Sunday, and even on a Monday.
That was good.
Wow, 7. Okay, you upped your game there, Eric, and you threw in the little Eric. I like that.
Yes.
So, Stephen, you got 7 to try and equalise. 20 seconds for you on the clock, and they start now.
That has to be Hector Bellerin. His love for the environment. He has been involved in an initiative called One Tree Planted, where he pledged to plant 3,000 trees each time Arsenal wins. He invested in a club called Forest Green. This club has been labelled by FIFA as the greenest in the world. They have been certified by UN as the carbon free. They are vegan.
Right, 5. Okay, just to be clear, of course, Bellerin is on loan at Real Betis at the moment. But he's still in the Arsenal squad. Okay, so Chris, you're going to need 6 to go through to the final. You've got 20 seconds. The clock starts now.
Okay, I'll pick Rob Holding because Rob Holding is able to report abuse Rob Holding always goes to the training grounds and makes sure all the cones are being picked after game. Rob Holding pays attention to his details. That is why he has committed 0 errors, leading to goals in 71 Premier League. He's able to communicate with leaders within the team who even can't speak English.
Wow, okay, you went there, Chris. You got 6, you did it. Stephen, I'm really sorry. You know what that means. You're gone, you're eliminated. Goodbye, Stephen. That brings us to 2. Oh, look at that, a North London derby.
Yes.
I like that for the final. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. You're setting us up for May 12th. Right.
Yeah.
So, Eric, you're smiling. You're ready for it. So, our reigning champion in Eric and Chris from Ghana, the Arsenal fan. Right. So, we've got specific questions for you. So, Eric, we'll come to you first. Antonio Conte has not improved Spurs, and he's not the right man to lead us next season. You know what you've got to do here. You've got to agree with that statement somehow. So tell me, you've got 20 seconds and it begins now.
Well, he couldn't make an improvement on the team when after Sanchez left. He hasn't brought in the players that he needed to. The players he did bring in to weaken the squad, so they didn't score as many goals as we thought we were going to get. We didn't have the right back, a defender that could take over from Eric Dyer when he's injured. We don't have a goalkeeper that could take over.
6. Ooh, okay, right. Chris, you know what you got to do. You need to get at least 6 to be in with a chance here, right? So I'm going to read you an audacious statement and you've got to agree with it, right? So here's your statement, Chris, as the Arsenal fan. Relying on our younger players is a recipe for disaster and Arteta should sell them in the summer. 20 seconds for you. Starts now, Chris.
Yeah, I think it's true. The young lads are not ready. That is why Arsenal has not won anything during Arteta's era. They can't take the team to any Champions League. And the young lads, they are not matured enough. And Arsenal has been bringing a lot of young lads, but still we are not winning anything. And I think the young lads, Arteta introduced them.
Look what's happened now. I'm sorry, Eric, you've been dethroned. The Arsenal fan has beaten you. Chris, you've done it. You are a 4-3-2-1 winner. Hey.
He bought the A game. He bought the
A game. Chris, okay, I think you were feeling inspired after that 4-2 win against Chelsea. Talk to me about tomorrow. It kicks off match week 34 rather. How are you feeling about that game against Manchester United?
That game is going to be one of the difficult games, even though we went to the Stamford Bridge and we went to collapse the bridge. But United, as we know, when they are struggling, that is when they can beat us now. But we lost 3 games and the confidence went down. We were able to beat Chelsea. Now the confidence has come a little bit up. So I think it's going to be a very difficult game, but I think Arteta should set the team right, and I believe that we can just take the 3 points from United at the Emirates.
Chris, did you go to the Arsenal game the other day?
Yes, I was there.
That was you you tweeted me.
Yes, I tweeted
yes,
you. I
Chris.
you.
That's it. I'm glad. Yes, you enjoyed your day. I know it was a bad result, but you enjoyed your day out, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Good,
that was one of the best days in my life.
Good.
Oh, I mean, I would have preferred Arsenal to give you a win. You should have gone to Stamford Bridge. I bet you didn't think that would be the case. You probably thought 3 points against Brighton and then maybe not any points
Next
against
time
Chelsea.
He's over, he tweets me again, I will come and meet him.
Oh,
the game, I will come and meet him.
He'll bring you your trophy for winning 4-3-2-1.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I don't know, maybe you could take him to a game. Am I pushing out there?
No, yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Clinton, I'm still in London. So if you want to take me to the United game, I'm around.
Get on the tweet, get on the media, message me.
That's very, very cheeky.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for joining us. Congrats again for winning 4-3-2-1. Okay, right, so match week 34 kicks off at the Emirates.
Yeah.
But you said you thought Arsenal were the favourites.
Yeah,
Can you just give me a prediction? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Arsenal will win. Well, I went for 2-2, didn't I? A draw.
Yeah.
But that's when I do my predictions. When you have time to think about it now, I think Arsenal could just win it. It'll either be a draw or Arsenal win it. I can't see a Man United win, not at the moment.
Okay, well, many more of you have been getting in touch talking about your upsets. Sahil from South Africa said the biggest upset might be Burnley, but he also thinks that West Ham might give it a go against Chelsea.
No,
You've
they
said
could.
that too.
Yeah, they could do. They could. West Ham, it's a derby, and they want to win. They want to win that football match, and Chelsea are not in good form at the moment.
Okay, and of course we've got like a month left of the Premier League. Who do you think is going to win the title?
I think Man City are favourites. I think Man City will just win it. But
that
I think
1 point is too much.
It will go right to the wire because I just think Man City. I think Liverpool have been outstanding to close the gap, but I just think Man City.
Well, that's it. He says Man City. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back next week.